Hi, Jim. First of all, thank you for accepting our interview request. And I know that you are very busy and you're on the other side of the world right now. We're in London. I'm in London. And first of all, I'd like to say that this is actually a great opportunity for us, that today is our centennial of Anadolu News Agency, which is the biggest agency of news agency of Turkey. So thank you for being our guest today.
Well, Gökhan, I'm delighted to be here. You know, it's quite a coincidence. I'm 100 years old today, too. So happy birthday to Anadolu and to me. You don't look 100, I look 100.
Last time we met, it was December, and we were in London, and we were talking about Brexit. Now the world has gone to a very different direction, and now we're talking about the coronavirus and its implications on the economy. First of all, I'd like to see, what is your view of the global economic outlook now?
Well, it's pretty clear the world economy is collapsing. Whether it's partly because of the virus, but you know, the economies had expanded for 10 years in a row, at least in the US. That's a record. It's never been that long. So we were certainly overdue for some kind of slowdown. Plus the debt skyrocketed. Plus, you know, lots of money was printed. Stocks got very high in America. So we were overdue. Then and we probably would have had something anyway. You know, earnings were down in the United States in 2019. Market was up because of so much money printing. So we were overdue, and along came the virus, and it gave us all an excuse for stocks to go down. Now the economy worldwide is in serious trouble, and it's not fun.
You always pointed out the debt of global debt, and you always said like it's a lot more than 2008 financial crisis, especially considering U.S. debt. So how do you see the U.S. economy? Because it seems like the world's biggest economy is the most struggling one at the moment.
Well, at the moment, yes, that's because the virus is hitting there at the moment full force. You know, China is the second largest economy, but China got hit earlier, and so China is now recovering. The Chinese may be recovering, but their customers in America and Japan and Europe are not recovering yet. So it's going to be hard for China to recover too. But no, you're going to see more downturns, certainly in the US and probably in Europe as well.
The general expectation is like a deep recession, and when I look at the credit rating agencies' forecast as well. So how deep that it could happen? Because you always predicted the worst crisis is on the way to come. Do you think that we have reached to that point?
Well, all I said was the worst in my lifetime, and therefore the worst in your lifetime. No, I don't think we've hit the bottom yet. We're certainly going to have rallies. But remember that the economic damage that this is doing is serious. Lots of people have lots of debt, so you may see rallies in the markets, but the economic damage is going to take a while to cure. I suspect I told you it's going to be the worst in my lifetime, so it's certainly going to last longer than most recessions, most setbacks in America. I'll use America since it's the largest economy, or Europe, whichever you want to use. It's certainly going to be more than a few months, certainly going to be more than a year or so. That's what normal recessions and setbacks take. This is going to be worse than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you pick it, 2 years. I mean, I don't know. It depends partly on politicians, you know, and they usually make mistakes and make it worse. So probably worse this time. I know it'll be worse this time.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see the monetary policy responses of the central banks, and now is like trying to, you know, give liquidity to the market so that the business can survive? And
I mean, Mr. Trump and the politicians in America want to get reelected. There's an election in November, so they are spending staggering amounts of money and printing staggering amounts of money. That's great. For the next 6-9 months, they may get elected. But what about my children? What about me? You know, America's already the largest debtor nation in the history of the world. They're adding huge amounts of debt right now to a country which already has too much debt and spending too much. No, this is going to make it worse in the long term.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's and also I'd like to, as an investor, you are, you know the markets and you've been observing for a long time. I mean, for investors' point of view, what would be the place to go and invest for now?
Well, that's a very good question. We're all asking that question. I own Chinese shares. I'm looking to buy more in China. I own Russian shares. I bought some more Russian shares yesterday or last week. So I'm looking. I'm not rushing out to buy anything in a big way. Agriculture. I'm looking to buy some more agriculture. I bought Chinese shares today, a few, not many, just a few. So I'm looking for opportunities. You know, the Chinese stock market is down 60% from its all-time high. The U.S. stock market was making all-time highs in February. So usually you're better off buying things that are depressed. I'm looking at Japan. I haven't bought yet, but I'm looking because it's so depressed. I'd rather buy the things that are down. Agriculture is very depressed. There are, and a big area, of course, is travel and tourism. The Russian company I bought is a shipping company. So anything to do with travel or transportation or tourism has been destroyed. So there are going to be opportunities there.
Could that be because you talked about China, Russia? I mean, Turkey is an emerging economy. Do you think, you personally, or as an investor point of view, would there be some opportunities to invest in Turkey as well?
Well, I should ask Anadolu. You know better than I do. I mean, Turkey has serious problems right now, as you well know, with your currency and the debt and a few other things. But all emerging markets have been just decimated in this period, and so I'm sure if I weren't talking to you, I probably should go and look at the Turkish market to see if I should be buying there. I don't have an answer, but I know that all emerging markets have been just smashed, and that usually leads to opportunities.
Finally, I would like you to compare the current situation with the crisis that you've seen in your lifetime, because you've seen so many different types of, and the latest one is like 2008 crisis. So, and people wants to see what is about to come, and not everybody is so aware of what is about to come. So maybe based on your experiences.
Well, as you remember, 2008 was caused by too much debt. Well, since then, Gokhan, the debt everywhere has gone up by huge amounts. The central bank in America's balance sheet has gone up 6, 8, 10 times just in the last 12 years or so. So debt everywhere has skyrocketed since then. Now we have a double whammy. We have this virus, which has hurt many economic entities. Interest rates are artificially low. They're at zero or below zero in many places. Interest rates are going to go higher again for one reason or another. So that's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to get worse. In 2008, we had the option to lower interest rates all over the world. We don't have that option now. Interest rates are already zero. So if anything, interest rates will be going up over the next year or two or three. And that's just going to make it worse this time. Plus, you have in Washington, you have someone who may well go back to trade wars again. Trade wars have never been good for the world. So when he starts seeing problems in America, he's not going to blame it. He's not going to say it's my fault. He's going to blame it on China, Canada, Germany. He's going to blame it on everybody in the world. So he may start a trade war again. That will make things really bad, Gokhan.
I would like to also ask, when the last time when we talked, we were talking about the Brexit and the future of United Kingdom, and that was quite tricky. UK leaving EU, and there could be some implications of Scotland and Northern Ireland maybe like to leave the United Kingdom. And now we see a very similar pattern within Europe, that especially in Italy case, that we see that they feel a bit like left alone, and we see like rising kind of like Euroscepticism. And do you think this crisis management might cause some implications in the long term within Europe?
It certainly is. I don't remember if I said it last time, but now that the politicians in the UK have been successful, there are many separatist movements in Europe, as you know. Now those politicians are going to have encouragement. They're going to say, it worked. Let's try it too. Not just Italy, Belgium, Spain, many places. There are separatist movements. So all of those politicians are now going to have encouragement, more support And as economies get bad, people always look for somebody to blame. They always look for a scapegoat. So it's going to make it easier for the separatists to say, see, it's their fault. It's their fault. We should get out. So you're going to see more of this. I don't know how many of them, if any, will be successful, but the movements are certainly going to get stronger, and that's going to rattle markets even more, because then there's something else for people to worry about. You know, is Belgium going to split up? Is Spain going to split up? So just the movement will cause people to worry even more.
Even if you get rid of the corona crisis, there is something on the way to come.
Then we have bad economies. There's a lot of damage done here. A lot of debt has risen for everybody, for many companies as well, for many countries as well. So, and then interest rates are artificially low. Interest rates will go higher again. There'll be many things for us to worry about. But you know, Gokhan, you don't have to worry. You have job security. Somebody has to report what's going on. So we need reporters. We need people like you to tell us what's happening. Well, I'm delighted, and I look forward to the next 100 years with Anadolu.